Fall Classic is back at Kauffman Stadium. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Harold Reynolds and Tom Verducci are both coming right up. Well, let's look at these two teams. They're the two best teams that are left. It doesn't always work out that way, but it's worked out that way this season. We take the Mets coming off 6 straight losing seasons. They were hovering around the 500 mark of the trade deadline, and man, did they take off after that. They roll into the postseason. They rolled right through the Cubs, and here they are in the World Series. Now, Kansas City, they were, 90 feet away from tying the game in Game 7 in last year's World Series. They're back in the Fall Classic. You get to start. Harold Reynolds, how are the Royals winning games? How are they right back here 1 year later?
Well, you usually have to do 2 or 3 things in baseball. You got to catch it, you got to pitch, and you got to defend it. They do all 3 exceptionally well. Let's start with how they hit. The big thing to me, they put the ball in play. 4th consecutive year, the fewest strikeouts in the big leagues. So that's a big plus for them. Catching the ball, 1 error in all the postseason so far in 11 games. And the last thing, pitching. They got a formula in place right now, Joe, that's working. Get to that bullpen, the 6th inning on, it is lights out, locked down. So that's been the formula for them last year, and they've got back here this year with it.
So if you're talking about Kansas City, that means you're talking about the New York Mets. And I know you want to talk about these young starters. This is going to be so fun to watch these guys go to it.
Well, think about it. 1965, 4 young men go to the New York Mets ballpark and set the music world on fire.
The Beatles.
50 years later, the Fab Four is what the Mets have in a starting rotation. These guys are redefining state-of-the-art when it comes to pitching. All between 23 and 27 years old, not just with premier velocity, but premier command. And tonight, it begins with Matt Harvey, who has the stuff and the personality to be the lead dog. The World Series always surprises us, but coming into this game, no storyline bigger than the power pitching of the Mets starters against a very deep Royals lineup.
Check your phone. Today is October 27th, and if that is a special day and you're a fan of one of these two teams, here's why. Because this date, 1985, the Kansas City Royals, behind Brett Saberhagen, were wrapping up their one and only World Championship, and on this date in 1986, Jesse Orosco and the Mets celebrated with their 7-game win over the Boston Red Sox. So it's been a drought. 30 years for Kansas City, 29 for the Mets. The drought will end for 1 in this series.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars were marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo, and I have DirecTV. And I'm Arts and Craftsy Tony Romo, and I have cable. Only DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket lets you watch every single game live, from start to finish. With cable, you don't get every game, so I channel my frustrations using paper mache. I can pick out any game I want to watch from the 8-game mix. I mixed a cupcake and a brownie. I'm calling it a crownie. Don't be like this, me. Get NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
When things aren't made well, you find out sooner or later. If something is important, it shouldn't break, jam, crack, tear, snap, or only work in one corner of your house. Verizon built America's best, most reliable network for one reason, because it matters.
I used to get really stressed out putting my personal info in these online shopping forums. Last name. How about last time? Now I breathe easy with the ancient art of yoga. And MasterPass. This pose is called downward facing hog. Yoga's perfect. You want back? What for me?
The easier way to shop online. MasterPass from MasterCard in your bank. It's the shortcut to Priceless.
football gives you wings.
We have broken the sound barrier and pioneered new paths to space. But where is that new frontier? What barriers will we break next? Every day we are given the opportunity to sign our name to history. Just close your eyes and look inside. You are that new frontier. I'm General Mark Welsh. These are my heroes, and we are American Airmen.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Taco Bell. Steal a base, steal a breakfast. Liv Moss. What's he talking about, you say? Well, this World Series, if someone steals a base, Taco Bell is letting America steal a breakfast. Free AM crunch wraps for everyone. So yeah, no matter who you're rooting for, I think we're all rooting for a stolen base. It's Steal a Base, Steal a Breakfast, brought to you by Taco Bell as they help bring you World Series baseball on Fox. Here's the Mets lineup. No shocks, no surprises. Who's the DH? Maybe that was the big question coming in. You're about to find out. Curtis Granderson will lead off in right. Then David Wright bats second. Daniel Murphy red hot hitting third. Yoenis Cespedes is the cleanup man. Lucas Duda got hot at the end of the NLCS. D'Arnaud is the catcher. Michael Conforto is the rookie left fielder. Wilmer Flores the shortstop. And it's Kelly Johnson getting the DH nod from Terry Collins, the oldest manager in the game today at 66. He's been a baseball lifer, and he finally gets to taste life in the World Series. They don't come any better in this game than Terry Collins.
Been around a long time, Joe. I'd go back to the Instruction League 30 years ago when Terry Collins was cutting his teeth, and fun to be around.
You saw the numbers for Edinson Volquez. He is in the top spot tonight for Kansas City. Strike one. Granderson at the plate, taking on Volquez, who was 1-2 this postseason.
And Joe, his stuff has played up in this postseason. A lot of two-seam fastballs at velocities we have not seen all year. 95 to even 97.
In the air to left. Back is Gordon. One away. Well, you know Alex Gordon is in left. One of the best arms in all of baseball. Lorenzo Cain in center. Alex Rios in right. And then around the infield, Moustakas, who has that only error on that graphic. So far through 11 games this postseason, one error. Escobar, Zobrist, and Hosmer. Salvador Perez is the rock behind the plate with Edinson Volquez on the mound. And Perez told us he's never seen Volquez throw this hard as a Kansas City Royal. Here's David Wright.
Joe, I always wondered the matchups. You know, David Wright's faced him a lot. He was in the National League. These Mets have faced him before, but it's a different pitcher. When you add the velocity of about 4 or 5 miles more than you're used to, it changes the guy you're used to seeing in the past.
Here's a 1-0 to the Mets captain. Strike one.
That's the bread and butter right there. Two-seamer that starts outside of the zone. Right-handed hitters give up on it. Runs back into the zone.
It's been a long fight for David Wright to get to this spot. He is a great representative, not just for the Mets, but for Major League Baseball. Somebody who was voted as captain for this team. He was there in 2006 as a wide-eyed kid when the Mets came within one win of getting to the World Series. He's been through a lot since then. Dealing with a bad back this year. The 2-1 popped up. Right side for Rios. 2 out.
Well, that's a credit to how hard Volquez is throwing. You see 2 fly balls opposite directions. Granderson to left, and right there, right to right field.
For coverage of this game in Spanish, please tune to Fox Deportes. The 2 out, nobody on. The batter will be Daniel Murphy. Let's see, the Dodgers couldn't figure it out. The Cubs couldn't figure it out. Can the Royals figure out Daniel Murphy.
Well, I know this. They're going to pitch in to end. They think he's been much too comfortable in the first 2 rounds of the postseason.
Perez sets up in, and that tails back for a strike.
Regardless of what they try to do, if you've been following the playoffs, you got to be excited to watch this guy hit. It has been some kind of run. It takes you back to your childhood, Reggie Jackson type stuff.
That misses for ball 1. You saw that graphic, 6 straight postseason games with a home run. That's a Major League Baseball record. He's got 7 in this postseason, and the guys that are on his list, like Kershaw, and Greinke, and Lester, and Arrieta. Can he get Volquez? That's high and tight, ball 2.
And Joe, to your point, I mean, he's hitting not good pitching, he's hitting great pitching, top tier. You know you're going to get great pitching in the postseason, but when you're hitting the best in the game for home runs like he's been, you're locked in. The Warriors, has the layoff affected him? I don't think so, watching him yesterday.
Mets went right through the Cubs. Swept them 4 straight and never trailed in that series. Strike 2.
There's that changeup we're talking about with him not giving up a lot of long balls on the change. Look at him change pace, and look at the run on this.
Yeah, it's actually a dangerous pitch. This pitch is supposed to be away. Inside changeup, right-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter. That's dangerous. Murphy thought it was down.
Today we're going to talk about trucks.
Sweet.
What truck company do you think offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy?
Chevy.
Let's look at the second door. Best V8 horsepower.
I'm going with Ram.
I'll go with Ram too.
Best-in-class V8 towing.
Definitely Ford.
Let's see how you did.
I'm scared.
Where's my scorecard? The new 2016 Chevy Silverado offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy,
Holy smokes.
horsepower, and towing. They're all Chevys.
Whew, my goodness. Just reinforced my love for Chevy.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's 1 pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Harvoni should not be taken with any medicines containing amiodarone, rifampin, or St. John's wort. It also should not be taken with any other medicine that contains Sovaldi. Side effects may include tiredness and headache. I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
This season, T-Mobile knocked it out of the park. We've doubled our 4G LTE coverage across the country since last year, and the hits keep coming. Our new extended range LTE signal reaches twice as far and is 4 times better in buildings than before. Think you know our LTE coverage? Think again. Share your fan photos and videos with hashtag the Big 7th for a chance to be on TV during the World Series on Fox.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by T-Mobile. Ditch your carrier and switch to the Un-carrier. And by Bud Light, make the right call. Drink responsibly. Well, a good start for Edinson Volquez, and now the excitement around Matt Harden. He gets the nod in Game 1, and here's the lineup he'll face. Alcides Escobar, the ALCS MVP, then Ben Zobrist, then Lorenzo Cain, then Eric Hosmer. The DH is Kendrys Morales, Mike Moustakas, Salvador Perez, the left fielder Alex Gordon. Alex Rios is in right. They're good 1 through 9. They throw lefty, righty, switch hitter at you. They're tough to pitch to. The Mets have their ace, the right-hander who has started an all-star game. That was 2 seasons ago. And now he rolls into this one. 2-0 this postseason.
If you've been watching the Royals like we have, be ready. He's swinging. First pitch.
It is Escobar, and he swings and hits it into left center. Back at the track, it is dropped. Cespedes couldn't make the catch. How about that effort? Digging around third. Here comes Escobar. 1-0 Kansas City. An inside-the-park home run for Alcides Escobar to start the World Series.
I can't believe he threw a fastball over the plate. First pitch.
Well, I'm looking at the communication in left center. This is a ball hung up in this weather. It looked like it was going to be a ball that Cespedes and both Conforto had a chance to catch.
It's the 12th inside-the-park home run in World Series history. Zobrist flies one into center for Cespedes. And Yoenis Cespedes went to his right and was either worried about a collision, guys, didn't see it, but just kind of flashed at it with his glove.
I don't think he saw it off the bat. But again, you have to pitch Escobar as if the count is 0-2 when he steps into the batter's box. You know he's swinging.
Well, here's the look at it. See Conforto back off and looks at Cespedes the last second. He goes at it. So they miscommunicated on that fly ball. They both thought the other might get it in the last second. He just went for a little last second effort to try to catch it.
Here's Kane up there pumping strike one.
Watch the read in center field by Cespedes. That's a very late jump. He did not see that ball off the bat.
Kane checks on Cespedes again. He's been busy. 2 out. I'm like you, Harold. I was surprised that on this cold, damp night, that ball carried as far as it did. And bad jump or not, either Cespedes or Conforto could have gotten there. And in the end, it's Cespedes who just has to flash at it. And it's an inside-the-park home run.
Yeah, that ball's got to be an out. Look, this park is huge. It plays big. It's big in the gaps, 387, but even bigger in the thick air tonight. But that's got to be an out between the two of them.
Here's Hosmer with 2 out. Ball 1.
That's what I expected to see more out of Matt Harvey from the get-go as he pitched against Chicago. More secondary pitches earlier in at-bats. Kansas City is so aggressive. But to me, these games are decided on the first 2 pitches of at-bats against the Royals lineup.
Completely fooled on that pitch by Harvey. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, talking to Matt yesterday around the cage, he said he adjusts as the game presents itself in front of him. So clearly, he sees him hacking. He's gone to a little bit of a slider now. He's as good an adjustment early as anybody.
But let's say this. If you paid 1 second of attention to the Royals this postseason, mainly in the ALCS, you know they go up there ready to swing.
I mean, here's all you need to know. Now, for any pitcher, you'll see a gap there, but for Harvey, it's 30% greater difference.
But even that said, guys, that ball's got to be caught, and he's out of the inning, unscathed.
Cespedes was the center fielder on the Cuban national team when he was there. He has played left and center in the majors. Here comes a 3-1 pitch to Hosmer. That gets away for ball 4. And when the Mets pulled the trigger right before the deadline and got Cespedes from Detroit, as you watch this ball into left center field, Terry Collins, the manager, said, I need you to work some in center field. Cespedes said, I'm a center fielder. He's handled himself well out there, just did not see that ball and couldn't recover.
No, 9 out of 10, they catch it. This was the one they didn't. And a 1-0 game. He was flying around too, man. That ball kicked, there was no chance of getting it home.
Here's Morales. Of all the guys in the Royals lineup, the one who handles the fastball best, statistically, is the DH Kendrys Morales.
Well, this is the thing about an aggressive team. They put you in a position where you get away from your best pitch. If your best pitch is fastball, you got to throw your best pitch. He's totally got away from his heater.
Morales 4 home runs this postseason. That's ball 3.
What the Royals do is put incredible pressure on a pitcher because they will never concede a pitch in the strike zone. Every pitch is thrown under duress because you never get a free strike against this free swinging team.
3-0 pitch. 3-1. The fair ball in the first inning of Game 1 is over. Well, what a start. The MVP of the ALCS picks up right where he left off. First pitch swinging. Inside the park home run. And Kansas City leads 1-0 after 1.
A better network, as explained by a French scuba diver.
Say this tube is a 4G LTE wireless network. Verizon keeps your data flowing fast and steady, but some budget networks slow your data after you reach your limit. You can barely watch your shows. This is no way to treat people.
A better network doesn't mess with your data.
You don't really seem like a boxer to me.
My pop was a fighter. He died before I got a chance to meet him. You're a good kid and a good fighter. But this fight, I don't know if you're ready for it. I don't know if I'm ready for it. I need you right now.
What are you afraid of? You are Apollo Creed's son, right? So then fight.
If there was anybody else in my corner, I wouldn't do it. I got you.
Creed, rated PG-13, in theaters Thanksgiving.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast?
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. What? You get it?
I get the gist, yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
Large pizza, it's here. Every day of the year. Hot and ready to go. Little Caesar's Pizza Show.
Pizza.
Hey, you know what time it is? Postseason time. That means time to get your favorite team's gear at MLB.com shop. Official jerseys, hats, t-shirts, we got them. Get your piece of the postseason right here at MLB.
First pitch is in for a strike to Yoenis Cespedes. It was the man on the right, Alcides Escobar. Probably still trying to catch his breath. After that electrifying start, first pitch swinging, plugged the gap in left center field off the glove and arm of Cespedes for an inside the park home run. And now Yoenis turns on that one, fouls it, strike two.
Well, I said the World Series always surprises us. Didn't think it would come first pitch bottom of the first inning, not just an inside the park home run, but a stand-up inside the park home run.
It's the second time it's happened in the history of the World Series. The first time it's happened since 1903. A leadoff inside the park home run. This is Moustakas. One out, and Cespedes was flying. They barely got him. In 1903, it was Patsy Doherty in Game 2, the first World Series, who led off the game with an inside the park home run. It's obviously never been done. First pitch, Game 1 of a World Series, and it's Escobar, who is proving to be a postseason star. He was good last year. He's been great this year. Here's Duda. Lucas Duda, 6 hits in this postseason. Started out 2 for his first 21, and then got hot at the end of the NLCS, and this is one of the streakiest hitters in baseball.
He is a guy that clearly the way they defend, you saw how the defense is set up. He can turn on a ball with the best of them. I worry a little bit about Zobrist. Out of the wet rain, it's a challenge.
He's out of shallow right, but in this case, it's Moustakas on the other side of the bag. 2 out, nobody on. Home plate umpire is Bill Welke. He is joined by Mark Carlson at first, Mike Winters at second, Jim Wolf at third, Alfonso Marquez is in left, and the crew chief is Gary Cederstrom in right. Frank Everett is the replay ump in New York.
First World Series for Bill Welke, joining his brother Tim Welke, calling World Series games.
Here's Darnell. Good young catcher who's just had a tough time staying healthy, but when he is healthy, he is impressive.
Yeah, he can do a lot of things for you. Particularly the power starting to come on. You always hear that about young hitters, the power will come later. You're starting to see it out of him now.
They hit a tape measure home run in Game 1 of the NLCS to straightaway center. A guy who was in the Phillies organization, traded for Halladay, and then moved on to, after Toronto, here to the Mets. Part of the big deal with R.A. Dickey going the other way. Here's a 1-1. Popped up. Zobrist out. He wants it. And that is 6 straight retired by Edinson Volquez. Bottom of the second rolls in Game 1. Royals back up 1-0.
For adults with an advanced lung cancer called squamous non-small cell, previously treated with platinum-based chemotherapy, it's not every day something this big comes along. A chance to live longer. With Opdivo, nivolumab. Opdivo is the first and only immunotherapy FDA approved based on a clinical trial demonstrating longer life for these patients. In fact, Opdivo significantly increased the chance of living longer versus chemotherapy. Opdivo is different. It works with your immune system. Opdivo can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work. This may happen anytime during or after treatment is ended, and may become serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, loss of appetite, swollen ankles, extreme fatigue, constipation, rash, or muscle or joint pain, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects
Opdivo. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems. A chance to live longer. Ask your doctor if Opdivo is right for you. Bristol Myers Squibb thanks the patients and physicians who participated in the Opdivo clinical trial.
Play scary music.
Sure.
What time's the pirate store close?
Pirate Supply Store is open until 6 p.m.
How do I make fake blood?
What are the top scariest movies of all time?
What's a good book? How old is too old to trick or treat?
You're never too old to trick or treat.
Who's ready to have a baby? Buster Posey.
You're not my doctor.
Come on, I'm sort of your doctor. I mean, we both wear gloves, and we always deliver in the clutch. Gloves? Clutch.
No, I'm sorry.
Perhaps we take a vote?
No.
Okay, guys, are we gonna do this or not?
Let him try.
No. Sorta you isn't you. Honey, you're embarrassing me in front of Buster Posey. Esurance helps make sure you only pay for what's right for you, not someone sorta like you. Esurance, official sponsor of Major League Baseball.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by the Peanuts movie, November 6th, only in theaters, rated G. Bottom of the second inning, Matt Harvey back to the hill. Mike Moustakas, who was wearing a microphone during the pregame, is digging in. Here he is. At a big game 6 here. Against Toronto. That's into left. One pitch, one out. And here's how it sounded from Mike Moustakas before tonight's game.
Hey, let's go, boys. Come on. Here we go. Go, Skipper.
This is our time.
Yes, sir.
This is our time, what we've been waiting for.
Yes, sir. I got no pressure. You got to throw straight.
If I bounce it, you got pressure.
I'll block it up. That'll work.
I didn't bounce it.
That'll work.
They absolutely love Mike Moustakas here in Kansas City with good reason. Here's Salvador Perez, strike one from Matt Harvey.
Yeah, he's a joy to be around. But the one thing I just saw right there, 96 from Harvey, getting back to that good heater.
Perez hits in, foul. Strike two.
And that sound from Moustakas, a little window into the confidence of this Kansas City team. Joe, you mentioned at the top, 90 feet away from tying Game 7 last year. They go to spring training, one of the earliest dates. They're working on pickoffs at first base. Normal routine stuff.
Here's the 0-2. That is into right center off the bat of Perez. And a one-out single.
And the players said to Ned Yost, we're not just doing pickoffs, we're also going to do rundowns. I'm telling you, from day one, they had this series in mind, the World Series.
See Perez taking that cutter the opposite way right there. The ball he pulled down the left field line was a changeup. I just feel like early going, Matt Harvey is the Dark Knight. He's the guy that comes at you with the fastball. And he got away from it after Escobar's inside the park home run. I just think he's got to get back if he wants to control this game to his fastball and trust in it.
One on, one out. The number 8 hitter is Alex Gordon, takes the ball inside. There are the numbers for Alex this postseason. Hit .271 during the regular year. 309 hitter against right-handed pitching in his postseason career that dates back to the beginning of last October. That is outside. 2-0.
But watching his action, Tom, it almost looks like his delivery looks like a changeup and the ball just explodes because he's got such great downward movement.
Yeah, I haven't really seen the upper 90s yet. More in the 95, 96 range, but that's plenty good enough for Matt Harvey.
That's inside. Fastball missed. It's 3-0.
Hey, Ricky.
concede anything. And he got what he was looking for. Just a little too quick.
He was sitting there, especially after missing on the 2-0 fastball. He knows he's getting 1-3-0 on the inside half. Man, he got in front of that, Joe. Goodness.
See if he gets it again on 3-1. Second walk handed out by Harvey.
Well, remember, Matt Harvey is pitching on 9 days of rest. During the season, they skipped his turn twice, allowing him to pitch on 11 days.
Love you, Kaz.
He shut out balls in both of those starts after the long rest.
Well, the Mets didn't trail in their NLCS against the Cubs. They trail right away here against Kansas City, and there are the numbers on the different days of rest for the young Matt Harvey.
They think his mechanics are so pure, he holds his stuff well, even with extended rest.
Here's Alex Rios, 2 on, 1 out. Flied in the air to left center. Cespedes back. Perez won't go anywhere. 2 out. We'll give you StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services.
Well, let's take you back around the bases with Alcides Escobar. All right, he sees the ball off the bat. He's going to get 20 miles an hour, and he's going to take it to go around 15 seconds. Now, who's that first guy that hit the first inside the park home run?
Patsy Doherty.
I don't think Patsy got around in 15 seconds. I'm just saying. The man was flying right there.
And when that happened, Matt Harvey had given up the inside the park home run to this man, Alcides Escobar. Last pitcher to allow a first inning inside the park home run of the World Series was Babe Ruth. That was in 1916. The High Myers of the Brooklyn Robins. And for you Met fans, Casey Stengel had one for the Giants in 1923. First manager in the history of the Mets. Started in 1962.
Look, this is a tough ballpark to defend. In the history of Kauffman Stadium, there's been 107 inside the park home runs. Now, I know it had AstroTurf back in the day, but you kick the ball in the corner, it rolls around the corner. We saw that there in left center field. Not many ballparks in left center. You're going to give up an inside the park home run. This is a big ballpark. A lot of real estate to cover.
2 on, 2 out, 1-1. Good pitch from Harvey, strike 2.
And so far, slider, changeup. So the guy goes hunting fastballs. Here's the change. And the arm speed is what gets Escobar, not the location, the arm speed.
And it's an in-game adjustment from Harvey. This guy's not just a thrower, he can pitch, and that's what's impressive about all the young guys.
A 1-2. Left side for right. Inning over. Harvey gets into and out of trouble. Third inning rolls in. Mets batting down 1.
It's here. The most advanced iPhone yet. Get the new iPhone 6s at T-Mobile, the network that's doubled its LTE coverage in the past year. Our new extended range LTE signal now reaches twice as far as before and is 4 times better in buildings. Want more? Get our lowest price on iPhone 6s with trade-in. 0 up front and just $5 a month with Jump on Demand. Get it now at T-Mobile.
This World Series, it may seem like players are jumping at every chance to steal a base, but they're really just trying to steal breakfast. Because if someone steals a base, America will score free AM Crunch Wraps from Taco Bell. Steal a base, steal a breakfast.
From the writer of Rudy and Hoosiers. Think you may be the toughest kid we got on the team. You don't choose to become a legend.
You will beat this.
You fight for it. Aaron Eckhart. You will meet the challenge. My All-American. Rated PG. In theaters November 13th.
Go, 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 go!
You're there every step of the way.
Help them go further with the protection of life insurance from New York Life. Get started today.
Here at Hulu, we care about you as much as you care about TV. You tweeted to us, help Hulu bring back the Mindy Project. You're back.
On Hulu?
On Hulu. We've got all of Seinfeld, Empire, Stacey, hi Stacey, there's CSI, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Blackish, movies, and now with a commercial-free option. I could go on and on, but I'm out of big hallway. Let's roll, Andy Samberg.
Stuart is a simple small-town lawyer. So I'm bored.
Okay.
His brother Dean was a big-time star.
Grinder! Thanks for watching, bro!
Now they're working together.
Hey, please hold my calls.
Has he ever even gotten a call here?
And living together.
Can we please not use episodes of The Grinder to teach life lessons to my kids? I'm sorry, would you rather him learn it on the streets? I would say the streets. Streets by a mile.
It's a battle of brothers.
Who will prevail? Please stop.
The Grinder, all new Tuesdays on Fox.
Thursday night, the Mountaineers can light up the scoreboard, but can they keep up with Heisman contender Trevon Boykin and the Power Pack number 5 Horned Frogs attack?
Touchdown!
West Virginia battles TCU Thursday night on FS1.
How ironic that this World Series begins with a batter circling the bases. Remember last year, bottom of the ninth, down 3-2. The hit by Gordon, the error. He did not circle the bases, could not have, helped by Mike Jerschley wisely, and the game ends on Salvador Perez and his foul ball caught at third base by Pablo Sandoval. And that was in Game 7 of a thrilling game in World Series. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews.
And after that final out, Joe, Eric Hosmer had wrote for the Players Tribune saying the entire team went back to the clubhouse and just sat there in their uniforms, not saying a word for about an hour and a half. We talked to Ned Yost about it. He said after a week he thought it would go away. After 2 weeks it would go away. And it never went away. He said it didn't go away until really spring training. And what he told us today is last year we were happy to be here. This year we expected it. And like he said on the trophy stand after the ALCS, we've got some unfinished business to take care of.
They are not surprised to be here at all. This is a well-constructed team. Here's a ground ball right side. Diving stop by Hosmer. Race to the back. One away. Good cover by Volquez.
Yeah, what I like about this play with Hosmer diving, it's been raining all day. So Zobrist is in the outfield grass. You don't know how this ball is going to bounce once it gets to the grass. But it's a nice play and excellent cover to get over there by Volquez as well. But that ball gets to the grass, it's going to shoot. And I was curious how that's going to play. They're going to play deep all night on a couple hitters. We'll see how that plays out.
The ground ball to the right side by Michael Conforto, the rookie, who looks like he's going to be a superstar for the Mets. That's a two-time Gold Glove Award winner, Hosmer at first, making the diving stop. And with one out, the batter is Wilmer Flores. Strike one from Volquez.
So far, the command has been impeccable for Volquez. Flores is a guy you want to keep the ball away. Tremendous power, but all his power is down and in.
Well hit into left field, right there to make the catch is Gordon, 2 down.
Joe, we talked about the defense of the Royals. That's one Gold Glover to the other. This defense is exceptional. Great jump by Gordon, the slide, no problem, got it all the way. What a lift, Tom, for your pitcher. Knowing you can throw strikes, you got a defense like that behind you.
Just one error the entire postseason for Kansas City. You know going in, they will not give you anything. They will play a clean game.
Kelly Johnson is the number 9 man, the DH. Mets looking for their first base runner, strike one. Kelly was picked up from Atlanta along with Juan Uribe. It was really when the Mets started to turn things around, although this team just kicked it in once they picked up Cespedes. Minutes before the deadline expired, And here they are in the World Series. And here's Kelly Johnson set up at 0-2. And before another 0-2 pitch, a reminder, tonight's telecast sponsored by AT&T. Mobilizing your world. The 0-2. Big swing by Kelly Johnson. This is only the 33rd game for Kelly Johnson as a DH. He's bounced around. He's been with the Yankees. Just a .213 hitter as a DH. Have their first base runner. I want to make a point about Cespedes in center, and that's how this game started defensively for the Mets. Juan Lagares is a Gold Glove Award winner who plays center field. But when we talked to Terry Collins, the manager of the Mets, he said, why Cespedes in center and Conforto in left? He said, we have to be offensive in this series, and he likes the way this lineup sits that way because they get more of an attack offensively as opposed to with Lagares in the outfield, specifically in center.
Yeah, Lagares, low on-base percentage guy, especially against right-handed pitching.
I like the move. I like Cespedes in center field. That was just a miscommunication between the two of them. But if you watch him all year, he's a guy that can roam out there. I don't have a problem with Terry's decision at all.
Runner at first, 2 out, 1-0 pitch. Granderson, 2-0. Curtis fly to left his first time up in his second year of a 4-year, $60 million deal, and he had a good year, 26 home runs. 24 of which came against right-handed pitching. And he's been good in the postseason.
With the count in his favor, you saw Moustakas, the third baseman, move over to the right side of the field. Another shift. 4 hitters in the lineup they will shift against.
Here comes a 2-0. 3-0.
He's got himself in a little bit of trouble, and I think it goes back to the 0-2 pitch. Kelly Johnson fouled back up this way. Great hack on a ball away. Then he tried to get him with the breaking ball and hit him. And it's just enough to get him in a stretch and get him out of his rhythm. So he's got to figure out now out of his stretch how to get himself right and correct to be able to throw strikes.
That's a walk. A hit batsman and a walk, and it's 2 on with 2 out, and David Wright coming up. Official caps, hoodies, jerseys, jackets, and more. Get all your Mets and Royals World Series gear and celebrate with your favorite team at the MLB.com shop. What an opportunity here for David Wright.
Well, Volquez does have some walks in him. All 3 starts, 4 walks. I think you'll see him stay hard against David Wright. Since David got back off the DL, not the same hitter against velocity. He's not that same hitter who would take that fastball away and drive it to the gap in right center field. Just 1 extra base hit to the right side since he came back. And I think the same pitch he got him first time around, 2-seamer hard away, is the go-to spot.
Well, believe it or not, I think David Wright's the guy he wanted to get get out of the inning once he fell behind Granderson. This is his out guy. You don't want to get to Murphy, but here's who he's going to try to get out of this inning.
Tying run at second, go ahead run at first, 2 out. Here in the third. David Wright has been dealing with spinal stenosis, a narrowing of the spine, and it cost him all but 38 games. So for the year, 5 homers, 17 RBIs, went 4 for 14 in the NLCS. His first World Series. And the Mets first since 2000.
long road back for David. Spent most of the summer in Los Angeles, going through all kinds of traction and doing whatever he could to try to get back on the field. I asked him yesterday, do you think there's a chance you wouldn't get back? He said, no, I knew I'd get back. Just it's going to take a while to get back. About 5 months.
David Wright, who signed an 8-year deal back in 2012. He's trying to come up with a big hit here in the 3rd inning with 2 out. There's the heat. Wright can't catch up, 2-2.
That's the pitch. That's Volquez's strength, and that's where he wants to go.
Mets get their first base runners, strand their first, and after 2.5, 1-0 Royals.
Welcome and happy Hunger Games. Because of her, they all think they're invincible.
You're giving them an opportunity. People want to fight. You end all of this. Our lives, they mean something.
We can take down the Capitol. Now you're talking.
Tonight, turn your weapons to the Capitol.
This is the end.
We got one shot.
Let's make it count.
The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, rated PG-13. Buy your tickets now.
We're family. We'd do anything for each other. But this time, those bonds were definitely tested.
Frog leg for my baby brother.
Don't frogs have like 2 legs? So they should have 2 of these? Since I'm active duty and she's family, I was able to set my sister up with a sweet membership from Navy Federal.
If you hold it closer, it looks bigger.
Eat your food.
My big sis likes to make tiny food, and I'm okay with that.
Open to the armed forces, the DoD, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Why pause a spontaneous moment to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom?
Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial. Carbs to compete. Electrolytes to replenish. Everything you need to keep sweating.
Two, 3, and 4 hitters for the Royals, up by 1. Strike 1 from Matt Harvey. Harvey allowed the inside the park home run on a ball that went off Cespedes in left center field. The first pitch he threw. Got around a 2-out walk in the first. They hit the walk in the second. Got 1-1 on Zobrist. We fly to center his first time.
You know, Joe, it was fun talking to Matt Harvey yesterday because he was like, I'm not the guy.
It's on the infield. Flores 1-out.
That's not approachable. You know, you don't come up with that pitcher. He's got the headphones on. He's all psyched out. You can't talk to him. He's like, no, you can talk to me. Just hanging out around the cage. And so I had to ask him, how did you come up with the nickname The Dark Knight? He turned around and he looked all over the place and said, where are you looking? He goes, that guy right over there. And I go, who? He goes, Tom Verducci. He named me The Dark Knight.
Really?
That is true. I wish I had royalties on it. That was for an SI cover story. That's first year. Saving New York.
There's Kane.
So how did you come up with The Dark Knight?
No, really, Saving New York, I'm not kidding. You know, Joe, you talked about it, 6 consecutive losing seasons, and they needed somebody in Gotham to come save the day. And he was exactly what you would want from a #1 starter. The stuff, the personality, is the ball, the drive. He wants it.
That's into right. That's Granderson to his left. And let's give you part of the timeline for Matt Harvey, 7th overall pick back in 2010. Easy does it coming back from Tommy John. Missed all of last year. He was the talk of the town. May 1st, a 5-0 start. September 4th, now we get into the issue with innings limit. September 7th, he comes back and says, I will pitch. And now here he is. Tonight's the night. Game 1 of the World Series gets the ball. As far as the innings limit, it was brought up by his agent, Scott Boras, and it became public that the target number was 180, coming back after a season off and coming back from Tommy John surgery. Here's Hosmer, and that's 2 quick strikes. That started a mess for Matt Harvey, and according to his manager, Terry Collins, Matt came into Terry's office and was shocked at the response in New York. Here comes an 0-2 pitch. Some of the veteran leaders on the club talked to Matt. Terry talked to Matt. And he came out of that a little bit shaken, but said, wait, this isn't representative of how I feel. I'm going to pitch, and if we go to the playoffs, I'll be there for you. And he's scheduled to pitch twice in this World Series if we get there. 1-2 pitch. Fell back.
Yeah, he got knocked back on his heel by that backlash, caught him off guard. The turning point, a start against the Yankees, September 20th. Came out of that game, 70-something pitches with a 1-0 lead. Mets lose the game. The next day, he went to Terry Collins and said, you know what? I want to pitch in the postseason, and I have to get to 100 pitches my next 2 starts. I want baseball. That's when it turned.
There's a 1-2. Another foul.
And you're talking about pitching. I'm just watching and admiring the in-game adjustment he's made. Look, he gave up the first batter. That's how they scored the run. He's had some traffic, but he's done a great job of mixing in all his pitches and really being able to offset this offense a little bit right now. He brought it back under control.
If he was driving the Dark Knight's Batmobile, he would not be in the left-hand lane. I mean, he is not going 96, 97. It's more 93, 95 tonight.
We talked about really more with Scott Boras' agent, the 180 innings limit. He started this night at 202 for the year. Here he is working in the 3rd.
That's so much for 180. But the big thing was there wasn't a lot of history after the Tommy John surgery of the guy going over 180 innings.
That's over the head of Harvey. Tough play, Flores. Good play, Flores. And that'll do it for the Royals here in the 3rd. 4th inning rolls in. Diving try by Hosmer. Fourth inning now. Mets will bat down by 1.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I have DirecTV.
And I'm really high-voice Peyton Manning, and I have cable.
Only DirecTV lets you watch NFL Sunday Ticket games live on all your devices.
With cable, I can't do that. It's like...
I get to take all the games with me.
I sing with the Four Tunesmen. Ladies sing this song, doo-dah.
Don't be like this, me. Get NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Good. Very good. You see something moving off the shelves and your first thought is to investigate the company. You are Type E. Yes, investment opportunities can be anywhere. Or not. But you know the difference.
E-Trade's barcode scanner. Shorten the distance between intuition and action. E-Trade. Opportunity is everywhere.